All right, guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So, real quick update. We haven't had the trespassers back yet. I've been checking the footage. We're still going to be watching for them, see when they show up. When they do, you guys will know because I'll film it. I got some great things planned for them. Also, right fast before we get into the video, guys, we have our website up. All right, the link is in the description. It's on the about section of our channel. It is also pinned to this video. That is our website, Survival Living website. The actual domain name is cfpguide.com. The reason why it's CFP Guide is because in the future, CFP is going to be doing survival courses. That's right. I've actually successfully completed 3 survival courses in my life. I have lived out here in the woods. I have lived as a train rider for a year and a half, living out of my backpack and my knowledge. So it's going to be when we get out to Wyoming. We got a big spread of property out there, and one day we're going to get it all situated. So I decided, with the help of Ryan, by the way, from Prescott Caliber Club, he helped me pick the name out. It was a freaking awesome name, and it's something that can actually go lengthy in the future. All right, guys, let's get to the video. Alright, guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So today we have our Duke trap. This is a number 2 CS. The numbers are the different sizes. This is a small game trap. This is more designed for coyotes, wolves, foxes, things about that, you know, something with a small paw. Alright, so what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to show you how to actually set these things up effectively. Alright, so you see I got some baling wire dangling here. That's so I can tie off to our main stake. But let me go and show you this little trap setup and how you need to lay these things out for these traps. Okay, guys, so we have a nice little funnel system in here. You want to set up some sticks and block off a small area that you're going to put your bait in. Alright, now it depends on what size game you are going for, is how tall your sticks are going to be and how tight they're going to be. Alright, so this is set up for small game right now. So basically anything coming this way, it's got to hit the sticks, and instead of jumping over to the food, which it is quite possibly they do, sometimes they do, most of the time they'll find an easy way in, which is why we have this opening here. Now in this opening, we have dug the ground out a little bit, and we did not use our hands when we did it. We used a stick, tried to help remove a lot of our human scent from the area, and this is where we are putting our trap. Okay, now I've got it set this way here, so since I got a heavy stick right here that I've pounded in the ground, this is where I'm going to tie off on. But these things do have little nail holes. You can nail it to something, but I just use baling wire. I don't use string. The reason I do not use string is because animals will start chewing at the things that have them attached, and if you got rope or twine, I've lost game because they've eaten the rope free and they walked off, limped off with a trap, and I've had to go track them down. You do not want to ever leave an animal wounded out in the woods. That's bad on you. That's a failure as you as a hunter. So you want to make sure your traps are secured and they're not going anywhere. That way you're not maiming up animals. Because trust me, guys, if you maim up an animal, you change that animal's whole life. I've been stalked by what they call the lone wolf. Now that is a wolf that has been injured and usually kicked out of a pack. And I was out in Ogden, Utah. I had one stalking me. Well, after I dispatched him, if you catch my drift, I found out that the reason why his tracks look so freaking weird is because he had a messed up foot. And that messed up foot led me to believe that maybe one of these had got him at one point in time, and that's why he was off by himself. Usually animals that are sickly or deformed or injured, the pack gets rid of them. So this is where we're going to set our trap, guys. This way, with it in the ground, just a slight depression, not a huge hole. The animal has to walk through here to get to the bait. All right, walking through here, he's only got to land on this pad, and that's where all the action happened, is this pad here. It works on the spring load right here. This little latch, when this thing's loaded, you lift it up and it locks it in place, and when that animal steps on that pad, it pops that loose, and then the spring jaws slap into place, and that's what locks him in place. So let's go ahead and set this thing up. Now these things have a lot of tension on them, guys. I have seen people be able to set these just like this and mash down on them. We're gonna try it. Usually I step on it, step on the ears just like this, bring my trap down, take my lever, make sure it's set good, and then step off. That's the easiest way and the safest way to do it. I've seen people hold it down and try to use their fingers to catch the latch. That's entirely up to you. Personally, I don't do it that way, only because if you slip, that happens. All right, now technically this is safe to actually handle. It's entirely up to you. You do have a chain here that you can pick up your trap. All right, I always say keep your hands away from those jaws, guys. I just do not. I've seen people lose fingers and stuff in the welding industry, working construction. I don't put my hand near anything, okay, especially if it can slam down on it. So now that we've got this up, like I said, we have dug out all this here. It's just a small depression. We're going to set down our trap in position. You can grab a stick. Just be careful not to hit the trigger, or you're going to have to redo everything. All right, perfect. Now we're going to tie off. And set that up out of the way. All right, now you can take some of your dirt that you have pulled up and toss it around the trap. It doesn't have to be fully covering. You actually don't want a lot of hard material in the jaws area themselves. This is where we use foliage. So this weird grass that grows around here works great. It's very lightweight. It's real flimsy. So you can just kind of toss it over your trap. Make sure you get all your sticks out of it. And it just kind of helps blend in. Now, because this is metal, because this might have some type of oil or grease on the spring, will animals smell it? Yes, they will. That's why your bait needs to be overpowering. Whatever it is that you're using bait, that's what you want. If you got some type of raw meat or something like that, cook it up a little bit, throw it in your bait area, your baited area, and that cooked meat, as long as it's not fully cooked, just enough to get those juices going, that's going to draw on their attention. So again, guys, our baited area is in here. It has to go, the animal has to go around the bait trap through here. Think of this as just like a fish pen. If you're using a fish trap, you're setting up a little area that the fish have to go in some way and then they can't get out. Well, you want to put your bait in that area. The animal has to come through here. And once the animal starts coming through here, and if he steps on this trigger, you got him. All right. All right, guys, so I've heard it many times. That is so inhumane. I can't believe you'd recommend using something like this. When it comes to survival, you need to use all your assets that you have available to you. This is a great trap. It's lightweight. It is something that can be relied on. And yeah, I do recommend it for a survival situation. Now, there are larger ones, bear traps and all that other good stuff. You get old man traps. Yeah, something like this for small game works great. Now, while I got you guys here, I want to show you something. I was over there browsing the internet and I came across Black Scout Survival had a new video out, and he was doing a video on the fire cord, paracord that's got the fire strip in it. And he did a video and did a story about lighters freezing in cold temperatures. And the story that he was telling was about a couple hunters or something like that had survival gear in their vehicle, and they got lost like 100 yards from the vehicle, froze to death. And he was showing his, he has a whistle attached to his along with the lighter, duct tape, just so you can signal and keep the lighter close to your body, keep it from freezing. It makes a lot of sense. I've never seen a lighter freeze, but I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. I know when I was in North Dakota, it got cold. I mean, it was -20 without the wind blowing. It's the only state I've ever been into and able to spit and it bounce when it hit the sidewalk. That's how cold it was. So, will it freeze? Quite possibly. I've never froze one yet, but I'm not saying it won't. It's a liquid. It's butane in here. So, yeah, I think it will freeze. So anyway, guys, I went ahead and made mine, but I also give credit where credit is always due. I got this idea from Black Scout Survival. As a matter of fact, I even used his Amazon link when I purchased the fire cord. This is 550 paracord, which has the fire strip on the inside. It's like 30 feet for the paracord. So no guys, if you have not went over there to check out his channel, he's a well-known big-time YouTuber. He is a former Marine. He's also a survival instructor. He's got a lot of great information, especially, I've talked about this in the past guys, with these larger YouTube channels. Everybody complains to me, well, you know, all they're doing is doing this and they're just trying to sell me something. Go check out their early playlists. When they first started on YouTube, they had to get a name for themselves. They had to prove, like we're having to do here, we're having to prove that we know what we're talking about. Check out their early playlists. That's where all their survival, all their skills, all the stuff that they've already done is there. So now that they've gotten bigger, one, they don't have the time to go back and remake the exact same video they've already done, when all you got to do is just click on it. You know, you go to the playlist, look for older videos, or even if you're thinking they might have covered something, type in their name and then type in the subject. Odds are YouTube will pop it right up for you. So anyway guys, I just want to clear that out. I hear that all the time. These larger YouTube channels that's been on here for a very long time, they've already shown their survival techniques. They get a pass. It's those other ones that are talking to you about surviving but never show you anything. Those are the ones I had our issue with in the past. We're not going to harp on that. It's just we're moving forward. Anyway guys, like I said, Black Scout Survival, he was the inspiration for that. Like I said, I also went and purchased through his Amazon link, and I give credit where credit is due. That's where I got the idea from, and that's why we're using it. And I do like the idea. I hold my lighter upside down just because if you're a smoker like me, you know, when it rains and your lighter gets wet and your flint on the inside gets wet, it's hard to strike it. So I always turn mine upside down. It's just a little trick, but as much as I sweat out here, it's probably wet anyway. All right guys, y'all take care. Speak to y'all later.